So my name is Festus Olusegun. I am a Flutter developer, and today I'll be speaking on how to make money as a Flutter developer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now, so you can see some of the slides I've prepared. Okay. So I'm sharing my screen now, and I'm hoping that everybody can see. So how to make money as a Flutter developer? About me, I'm a software engineer. I work at a startup called Dream. I've been developing with Flutter since I think mid 2018, and also I'm an open source contributor. So in this talk we'll be talking about two major things, like how to get Flutter jobs and also how to make money with the Flutter apps that we've built. So how to get Flutter jobs? So there are three major ways that I feel that people can get Flutter jobs, can work Flutter and make money. The first one is getting freelance gigs on freelance sites. And then our second one, applying for remote jobs. And then the third one, contributing to the community. So I'm going to go into details and try explain what I mean by these three things. First, using freelance sites, you can make money as a Flutter developer by being a freelancer and working with different people on different projects. A good way to get freelance gigs is by signing up on freelancing platforms and sourcing for gigs. So basically, you can get freelance gigs by signing up on freelancing platforms like Fiverr and Upwork, and also Freelancer. So you can basically go there, sign up, and you see a list of gigs and you can apply for the ones that you feel you can do, and hopefully the person giving out the gig can maybe choose you to work on it with them. The second one is applying for remote jobs. So ever since COVID started, or even before, like remote jobs are basically everywhere now. Everybody's working remotely. And yeah, we can always take advantage of this to make money, of course. And I feel like people can get remote jobs on LinkedIn jobs. So I'm going to basically just show. So if you come to LinkedIn, there is a tab here for jobs. You can come here and basically just, search for job listings, and you can apply for the ones that you feel you are capable of doing, or even the ones you feel you are almost ready for. You can apply for them. You might be lucky, apply with your resume, and you might be lucky to get an interview and probably the job. Also, another platform is angel.co. So this platform here, I have to reload this page. Okay, so this platform here is also another website to get remote jobs. You can just come angel.co. They're also always posting startup remote jobs here. You can see here different ones. You can apply for anyone that you feel is good for you and you can deliver. So another way is to basically just look out for job posting on Twitter and other social media. Every now and then, companies are always hiring, looking for developers to come and work with them. And they post this on social media, mostly Twitter, LinkedIn, even Facebook, and even WhatsApp groups. You can see these things. You can always look out for this job posting and apply for them. The last one is contributing to the community. So contributing to the community and putting yourself out there can open doors for you and bring many opportunities. What I mean by this is when you contribute to the community, people know that, okay, this person is alive and available and is very good at what it does. He or she does. And that way, if someone is peradventure hiring for a role, you can be like, oh, okay, I remember this person, he made this repository that was really nice. Maybe I should contact him. He might be interested. He might be available to work with me. Or this person made this animation that was really nice. I should contact him. Might be interested and available. That way, you don't even need to apply for jobs. The jobs basically come to you. So how can you contribute to the community? Well, there are several ways. Some people probably think they have to create pull requests on the Flutter repository itself, but you don't really need to do that to contribute to the community. There are a lot of other ways you can create example apps, maybe just create UIs with Flutter, of course, and share around on social media. And if people are really interested in it, they can contact you for gigs. You can also create animation and share on social media. People like flashy stuff like UIs and animation. So those are some things that you can do to basically get attention. Some other things are technical writing. You can write tutorials on Flutter, and people read them. I also create infographics. So on social media, sometimes people create this, should I call them slides? So basically they write some basic informations there about maybe Flutter or anything they are creating the content for. You can also do this. This is also a way to contribute to the community and put yourself out there. Also creating videos on YouTube, answering questions on Stack Overflow. And whenever you create your contents or anything, you should always try to share on social media. It's very important. You can't just create something and just push to GitHub and not share with people. That way, nobody's noticing your work. Nobody's knowing, oh, this guy is here and he is good and needs a job. No one knows. No one is going to know that. You can't just create it and just keep it to yourself. You need to share. You need to share it out to people. Like on Twitter. Twitter is a very good platform. LinkedIn also. Also Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, and a lot of other places that you can share your work. The next section is how to make money with Flutter apps. So there are like 4 major ways that I feel like people can make money with their Flutter apps. This is not about getting a job anymore. This is about, okay, I've developed this app. How can I actually make money with it? This is actually a good way to create a passive income stream, if that makes sense. So yeah, 4 major ways I feel we can do this. One is ads. The other way, in-app purchases. Another way is by making your app paid and selling your source code. So I'll try to explain what I mean by these 4 things. So ads, for example, you can make money with your Flutter apps by integrating ads into your app. The best platform for this is AdMob. There are different kind of ads you can have in your app. And you will get paid for user impressions and clicks. So maybe you develop an app, for example, now, and you are getting some users and you want to make money off of this app. You can always use ads, integrate ads into your app, and you get some money when the users basically open the app and see the ads, and also when they click on the ads. So there are different ad formats that you can always add to your apps. The banner, the interstitial, and the rewarded ads, and also native ads. So I added the link here where you can read more about ad formats. I'm definitely going to share the link to this slide in case anyone needs it also. So the next part is in-app purchases. In-app purchasing refers to buying of goods and services from inside an application on a mobile device, such as a smartphone or tablets. In-app purchases is a great way to make money with your Flutter app by offering things like premium services. So there are definitely situations where some of us maybe are playing a game on our phone, maybe Subway Surfers, for example. That was a very, very popular game at some point. And they're offering you to maybe buy some coins to get some more, to get a particular character, or maybe, you know, something like that. It's also in a lot of other games. So this is an in-app purchase. So when you make that purchase, some of that money goes to the developers. And this, we can always, you know, try to add things like this on our Flutter app. In Flutter apps, you can use things like subscription models. Maybe, for example, your app, you can make it free, and you can add some premium features, and people can, you know, people can pay to get this premium features. That is also another way to basically make money. Actually, here I kept an example on the right side of the screen. You can see like this is a screenshot of an app I actually worked on about a year or 2 years ago, and you can see they can buy the premium subscription for 2,500 naira, which is about $6, I think. So when and if anyone is to buy this premium subscription, for example, some of the proceeds actually goes to me, and I've made money from my Flutter app, in essence, like that. And another way is paid apps. So another way you could make another way could be to make your app only available to users after they've paid for it. But this can only if you have a large customer or user base, then having a paid app can work in your favor. However, for most people, a paid app might not be the best idea, because people are less likely to purchase an app if they can't try it out first. So basically here, what I mean by paid app is you can go to the store and you'll see that there are some particular apps that you can't download, you can't install them without actually paying for them. So we can also employ this strategy to make money, but it doesn't always work, because most people would not pay for an app that they've not gotten the chance to even use yet. That's why going with things like in-app purchases and ads is actually better. So I added screenshots here. This is like a statistics free app versus paid app. So on the Android Play Store, most people are definitely going for the light blue, that's the free apps, and the same thing on the iOS App Store. So going with things like in-app purchases and ads is always wiser, in my opinion, than making your app paid. Okay, so I think this is the last point. Selling your source code. So a lot of people don't really talk about this, but instead of building your app and publishing it on the store, you can as well sell the source code online to people that might be interested in it. Code Canyon is a good platform to sell your source code to people and make money off it. So this is Code Canyon. If basically here, you can just basically just create an app and come here and post your source code, you know, as a listing and put a price on it, and anybody that is interested can actually just buy it. You can see different listings here. Some goes for $49, $59, $44, and you can actually build an agency around this method. Maybe build an agency that just basically works on works on works on apps that you sell the source code, and you can make a lot of money off of it. Actually, I was doing this in 2019, some point in 2019. Apart from actually making money from selling the source code, I was actually able to get a job from this, because this was what happened actually. So I kept some source code here for sale, and someone bought one of those. I got some sales actually, and one of the people that bought this code, he actually needed someone that was going to work on the app for him. So since he got the source code from me, decided to just text me and ask me if I was available to work on, building, like expanding and building the app for him. And that was how I think that was actually how I got my first Flutter job, which is kind of funny. So yeah, people can also try to do this. Yeah, I think that's it for my presentation. I hope people learned from it and can make money. Please, any questions? Any questions for me to answer?
All right, thank you so much for your session. I really love the fact that you mentioned a few things that some people overlook when developing, wondering how to even get their first job and things like that. So I'm really keen on knowing, you mentioned that bit of selling your source code. How is it like, how long does the source code stay there in the listing before it gets noticed? And what can someone do for their source code maybe to get noticed? Is there a requirement of how long the source code should be, or what exactly it should entail?
Sorry, can you hear me? I think I muted myself.
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this platform actually, it doesn't take long for people to see your source code, because when you post your source code, there are a lot of ways to filter here. Like when I basically scroll down now, you can see things like new releases. So this way, this actually shows like the newest source code that people have posted under this category. You can see the category that I chose here is Flutter. So everything here is Flutter, and these are the new releases. When you're getting sales and you're getting noticed, the only way to actually get noticed very well is to get sales. So when you post your source code online, when you list your source code here, you have to share the link online also, so people can actually know that that your source code is here and available. And about how long the listing stays, well, it can stay for as long as you want to. You can keep it there for years. Anytime you delete it, that is when it's going off the platform. Except if by any means you are going against any of their policies. Maybe because some people do this, which is very bad. Some people go to GitHub, get open source code and try to sell it online. Things like that are not allowed. So when you do that, they're going to pull down your source code and it won't stay there for long.
Interesting. And how can someone, I see there's like a live preview. What's the extent of the preview? Does it show only a few parts of the code, or how does it work?
The preview is just like an APK or maybe a test flight link. So the people buying the app can actually use the app before buying the source code, basically.
Okay.
They don't see the code at all. It's just the app that they just use it.
Okay, got it. So there's a question from the chat. So someone is asking, Evans, or maybe if you can unmute yourself and ask, that would be nice. But he's asking, how does one identify scams in freelance apps? Let me check if Evans is still here. So Evans, maybe you can unmute and ask it the way you want it.
Oh, yes, thank you. So I've worked with freelancer.com. Am I audible?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I've worked with freelancer.com before, and I identified one slide. I don't know if I can call it an error or something, but people tend to come to you like they are clients, but they are not actually looking for anything. They just want to waste your time. So like they give you instructions, you start working on something, but then they disappear. How do we deal with that?
To be honest, I think things like that are things that we are definitely going to come across in our career, because and sometimes it's not always easy to identify, but there are some behaviors that these people exhibit that will make you to know that, oh, okay, this person is actually a scam. There's nothing on the platform that is going to signify for you that, okay, this person is a scam. So you just have to take note of how the person is acting and the kind of things they are asking for. You know, there are some things that they just ask for that you know that, you know, this person is a scam. That's basically the advice I can give.
Okay, thank you. So I had another question still in the chat.
Okay.
How much service fee does one pay to Code Canyon? Is there anything they charge to upload your source code?
I believe it's free to upload your source code, though they collect a particular percentage on all your sales. I can't remember. I think it's like 30%, which is a lot, but if you get a lot of sales, you won't really feel it.
So is it like 30% per project or a one-time fee?
It's per sale, actually. So let's say you put your listing on the platform for let's say $20, for example. So when you make your first sale, they take 30%. The next sale, they take 30%. The next sale, so like that, they keep taking 30% on all your sales.
Oh, okay,
That
okay,
is
thank
their
you.
own commission.
Yeah, I feel answered.
All right, thanks, Evans. Also on that point of scammers, one thing just to add on what Festus has mentioned, if you get a job online or a freelance project online, always do your due diligence, check about that consultancy firm or whatever product they're building, check who is the CEO, check their apps on either Play Store or App Store, check the app reviews. Then once you identify that this person already has like an app on App Store and they're doing like some things, always don't start working before signing the contract, because after signing the contract is when now you have like that binding agreement. But before then, always be keen and try to check around. I see Vinchuli raised his hand. So if you have a question or a point to add, you can go on.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I think I'm audible. Oh, I was having a question. What criteria do you most of the time use while taking this freelancing job? I'm talking in terms of payment, the payment bit of it. How do you charge for task, or do you take it per hour, per milestone, or as in just generally that way?
Okay. So your question is about charging your clients, basically. I personally, I prefer charging hourly, because for me, it just makes more sense. But Your clients might want it to be a milestone per milestone or per project. I feel um it's all about personal preference. So you should probably have like an hourly rate that you feel okay, it's good for me. So if you feel okay, I want my hourly rate to be like $10 or $15, you should stick with it and you should always charge that way. And if someone wants you to charge per milestone, then you can probably just use the hourly rates, kind of multiply it with the amount of hours you think it would take you to complete that milestone or that project and bill the clients that way.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Another question. I don't know, you've been talking about the in-app purchase, kind of that. So I was having a question now on, let's say you are using let's say Snapchat or YouTube, yeah, you're trying to commercialize that bit on your app. Is it kind of legal, or are you going against something of the sort? I don't know if I'm well understood.
I'm not really sure I get your question. Can you come again?
Okay, I'm saying you've created an application and you want to commercialize some bit of it, and the features, let's say, that you are commercializing, they're like you are, like, let me say, like, you're fetching videos, or you're fetching videos like from YouTube, or songs from YouTube, kind of that, which is open, is not like you're not buying anything, you're just using the API keys and whatsoever, kind of that, yeah. But on your side, on the app, you are commercializing the same feature. Is it legal, or is kind of against?
I don't think it's illegal. Just the only thing is I feel like you probably won't get sales because when people notice that the same features that you're commercializing is free on another popular app, they'll probably just drop your app and go and go and use that app. But talking about fetching videos from YouTube, I'm pretty sure it's not it goes against YouTube policy to download to create an app that basically downloads YouTube videos.
Yeah, it was just an example, something of the
Oh,
sort.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
like you're just trying to get data that you want to commercialize from a third party that is not commercializing the same thing. So you just want to get the data and commercialize it on your side. Yeah.
Yeah, it also depends on the platform. If the platform is maybe an open source platform, for example, then it's probably illegal for you to do that.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Please go on.
Also, when you are beginning your freelance journey, did you come across clients that took advantage of your of as in the fact that you are new? Did you meet people who took advantage of that? Like a client would just come and tell you that they will give you good reviews, and but they will substitute that for low pay. How did you, if yes, how did you approach that?
When I get people that try to give me offers like that, I just don't take it. Basically, I mean I value my money, so if I'm going to work with you at all, you should pay me money or something that's at least valuable, maybe in shares or something, but not review. So I just ignore them and yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Again, for the period that you've been doing this, you've been talking about freelancing and what have you, the freelancing bit, the selling of the code. So please, can you advise maybe the like the best practice kind of that it's kind of appealing to most of the clients when creating Flutter apps? Let's talk about like the state management. We have like the provider, we have like the block, we have like the GetX, we have like several of them. Yeah, so you may find some people saying, oh, GetX is for whatever is not right, or we prefer this one. So for your journey as a developer, I don't know which is the most kind of, let me say, the best state management that you find that most of your clients have been asking about, or have been yeah, in need of. Yeah, kind of.
Oh, okay. I think that's a good question. Personally, I think state management is however you interpret it to be. There is no best. That is my own opinion. You should just go wherever it's good and wherever is good and easy for you, wherever works for you, just go with it. But talking about the one that a lot of people have always asked me for in my own journey, it has always been either provider or block. So those two, and recently Riverpod, I think those three are the ones that I've actually mostly come across the most.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
Thanks guys for the questions. And I'm kind of interested to know, is there anyone here with us who has ever maybe worked with a scammer, especially on a freelancing site or on a part-time gig? Just interested to know, especially with Flutter.
I'm the first one.
Uh-huh. How
Yeah,
maybe share a brief experience of what you encountered.
okay, I stand to be corrected, but for the last previous experience, it's not long ago. I found a client. At first, like he's having a really straightforward sprint, the things to achieve. Then after a while, it's just as in the kind of manipulative EV. Then let me say, the most thing that I may say that I learned from that thing is that the guy waited after I've made some commits to the private repo that he had created, he himself had created. So he waited, finished some few sprints, paid half of the money. Then when I was asking for the last bit of it, then I realized he had already merged all of my changes to the main repo while I'm just having the developer. He's the admin, so there's nothing else I can do, and that is how he disappeared with the rest of the thing, the rest of the amount. And that's when I learned, and I stand to be corrected. I think it's the best approach. Is it the best approach anyway? That when a client approaches you, gives you a task, is it the best approach that you don't use their repository, you use your own until everything is like complete payment? After complete payment is when you submit all the code. I stand to be corrected. What is the best thing anyway there? Anybody?
Yeah, that was an open question to everyone else. In that case, I think it really depends with what kind of project you're working on. If it's a company, definitely you'll have to use their repository. But if it's maybe a side project whereby you are given some requirements and you're working on delivering some milestones or some features, I think the best way is to use your own repository. But then this depends with whatever you're working on, if it's for a company or if it's a side project that you're working on behalf of someone. But yeah, that's what I think. Maybe someone else has diverse opinion. If there's none yet, I'm really interested to know. We had someone by the name Ivan. You mentioned that you're currently looking for Flutter opportunities. So maybe what's your tech or maybe experience with freelancing jobs? Have you tried them yet? Or what's your general experience looking for jobs, Flutter jobs?
Yeah. So thank you, Maureen. My experience has been tough, especially being a newbie. You have no reviews yet, so clients take advantage of that. They know you are desperate to get to the top. So a client will just approach you with some peanuts, yeah, and just tell you they'll give you some good reviews, so that when you get to the top, you'll be able to earn more. You get me? So yeah, I think that's the major challenge as at now. Even to be able to identify scammers has been a challenge, but at least now I'm getting along well. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks for the insights. How about the other? Oh, the other one is Ivan. Sorry, I pronounced your name wrong.
Hello. Yeah. So I'm not. I haven't done any freelance work with Flutter. I have experience with some other programming languages and frameworks, web development, and so forth, and UI UX design. But I've been working on something else for the last while. So I haven't been doing much coding. But I tried Flutter a little bit in the past and really liked it, so I'm just starting to come back to it now. My main concern is the fact that I find it quite hard to learn coding at the moment due to poor memory. And also the lack of Flutter jobs in my area compared to, let's say, other front-end frameworks like React or React Native. But I didn't want to do React because I was never really a fan of JavaScript. But I always really liked Flutter. But there isn't many jobs in my area for Flutter. So that is a concern I have. But so I'm kind of taking a chance on learning Flutter in a sense. Following my heart instead of my head, I guess.
That's a good one. Thanks. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's something I also experienced when getting started with Flutter. There were few or less opportunities, Flutter opportunities, and companies were still not sure of Flutter or adopting Flutter as like to transition from maybe Kotlin to Flutter. So that was a great challenge. But right now, I think there are so many opportunities, as Festus shared. From the LinkedIn jobs, you can filter by location or by remote if you want like a remote opportunity. But maybe Festus can touch more on where to get opportunities as well.
Just one question. At what stage would you consider yourself job ready with Flutter? Like, what should you know? Like, because like you can you can never stop learning coding, right? So when should you start applying for jobs?
Yeah, okay. I feel like you can start applying for jobs after you've been able to maybe build a few side projects on your own. You know, whenever when you've been able to build some side projects on your own, you've probably been able to learn, you know, things like state management, you know, the very important things. You must have been able to learn those by then. I mean, not perfectly, but at least have an idea of them and being able to build something with them. So at that point, I feel it's okay for you to apply for junior roles or intern roles. And then as time goes on, you know, you get better and intermediate, senior, and all that.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you. And I saw Gerald commenting. Maybe Gerald, you can speak about it.
Also, sorry, one last thing before I go, because I have to be somewhere now. I just have to add this. It's very important for people to, you know, build projects, build side projects, and, you know, kind of have a portfolio. That is very important to your career. If you don't, when you have a portfolio, when you have a good resume, it gives you more opportunity and more chances to get jobs when you apply for the jobs. You know, when you apply for a job and they ask you, you know, like, what are the apps you've built, and all you can say is, okay, I've built a few apps for a few people while I was freelancing, but I signed some NDA, so I can't show them to you. Things like that is not always good. So always try to build apps and contribute to the community. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very, very valid point that some people overlook, especially when looking for opportunities. So I highly support that as well. Build your portfolio, work on side projects that will help you learn more about the language and also grant you the confidence that you need as a developer. Do we have any more questions before we close? I see we have 5 minutes to time. Oh yeah, so from the chat, Gerald was speaking on most clients want the job done except for ongoing projects. So this one is about the state management. Oh yeah, so he's saying that from his experience, most clients just want the job done, which is nice. So otherwise, thank you all for joining. Unless anyone else has any other question to add or a point to add, but we really appreciate your presence on a Saturday to join our meetup. And as Festus mentioned, if I think we can share the slides with the audience, especially those who didn't manage to join or those who are here with us but still want to know more about what Festus mentioned in their slides. So we'll reshare them, and also we'll share a recording of this session, usually on our YouTube channel. That's for Flutter Kisumu. You'll get an update from it anywhere once it's updated and put up there. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining, and I'll give this chance to Festus to maybe say his parting shot as we close.
I really have anything to say. Bye to everyone. Be well.
All right. Thank you so much. And thanks for joining. Thanks everyone else for joining us today. Have a great Saturday. See you in our next meetup, which is next month in May. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting.